If you're over 60, it's very likely your night can be summed up in one phrase: a constant struggle against your own bladder. Those 3 a.m. bathroom trips, that weak stream that feels like a joke, and the nagging sensation that you're never truly empty. Doctors will tell you it's just part of getting older, a hollow phrase designed to make you accept decline without a fight. I don't accept that lie. I'm Phil Dorian, men's health researcher and advocate. On this channel, we're dedicated to showing you the raw reality, stripped of the incomprehensible medical jargon used to keep you in circles. My mission is to reveal what hospitals and big pharma won't tell you, whether it's due to a lack of ethics or simply because a healthy patient isn't good for business. The system wants you to wait until you're sick enough so they can sell you a surgery or pills for the rest of your life. Let's be clear. You have an organ the size of a walnut living right under your bladder. It's called the prostate. But it's not just any walnut, it's hugging your urethra, the only tube you have to get urine out of your body. Here's the trap nobody explains. Over the years, that walnut starts to swell. Cells multiply out of control in a process doctors call hyperplasia, but we're going to call it what it is, a mechanical obstruction that is strangling you from the inside. If you don't stop that growth now, that tissue becomes abnormal and can cross the line into cancer. The healthcare industry rakes in billions treating symptoms while doing almost nothing to prevent the cause. Today we're breaking that pact to silence. We're going to see why your prostate is really enlarging and what the healthcare system prefers to keep under lock and key so you'll keep coming back to their office. Now, for the million-dollar question your doctor usually dodges, can this invasion actually be stopped? To answer that, we have to follow the hormone trail, but without the sugarcoating in the exam room. Listen closely. In our youth, the prostate grows thanks to androgens, mainly testosterone. But testosterone isn't the real villain of this story. The real trouble starts when that hormone reaches the prostate and meets an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase, which transforms it into something much more aggressive, DHT, dihydrotestosterone. Imagine DHT is an obsessive tenant that glues itself to your prostate cells with massive force, giving them the order to multiply without rest. That is the gasoline of the growth. But here is where the system's logic falls apart and where you need to wake up. If doctors say testosterone is what makes the prostate grow, why is it that at age 60, when our testosterone levels are at rock bottom, the prostate grows faster than ever? It's the great biological irony. Your hormones drop, but your prostate expands as if it had a life of its own. This proves an uncomfortable truth that pharmaceutical companies don't want to admit. Androgens alone are not the real cause of benign prostatic hyperplasia. There's something else under the surface, factors the system doesn't tell you about, because they'd rather you blame your nature and accept their lifelong drugs. If androgens aren't the only culprits, what is really feeding this monster as we age? We're going to reveal the true accelerators that your doctor ignores. To understand how to stop this, we have to look under the hood. The prostate is that walnut hugging your urine exit, but a real problem is a biological imbalance that the medical system systematically ignores. In a healthy body, old cells die and new ones are born. But in the prostates of many men over 60, that cycle is broken. Old cells stick around, piling up, while new ones keep sprouting. It's a silent invasion fed by internal chemical fertilizers that the body produces in excess. Why does this happen? There are 3 realities they don't tell you clearly at the clinic. Genetics. It's true, there's a genetic component. If your father had to go under the knife before age 60, you've got tickets to the same raffle. But genetics is just a weapon. Lifestyle pulls the trigger. The internal fire, inflammation. This is key. Old infections, hormonal shifts, or even urine refluxing into the prostate create chronic inflammation. That inflammation robs the tissue of oxygen, creating a vicious cycle. Inflammation, growth, lack of oxygen, more inflammation. It's a self-feeding loop that common pills rarely extinguish at the root. And the alarm system. Your prostate has muscles. When a man is stressed, has sky-high blood sugar or is overweight, his nervous system tightens those muscles, strangling the passage of urine even further. This is where we enter the territory Big Pharma hates to touch: metabolic syndrome. They've sold us the idea that having high blood pressure, skyrocketing cholesterol or a bit of a gut is just normal after age 60. It isn't. It is the perfect fuel for your prostate to explode. Look at these numbers you'll rarely see in a waiting room brochure. Diabetes. It's not just a blood sugar issue, it spikes the risk of prostate enlargement by 125%. Obesity. If your BMI is high, your risk of prostate trouble jumps by over 200%. And the waistline. This is harsh but real. If your waist measures more than 109 centimetres, 42 inches, your risk skyrockets by 138%. The medical system prefers to prescribe one pill for your blood pressure and one for your prostate instead of telling you the truth. Your diet and lack of movement are feeding the fire. They want us fat, inflamed and dependent. But now that you know the numbers, the power to change the story is in your hands. If you're expecting the solution for your prostate to come in a cardboard box with a pharma logo, you're going to be disappointed. The real key to stopping this disaster lies in factors that don't generate million-dollar medical bills. 1. Movement as medicine. Research data from over 355,000 men is clear, but you'll rarely hear it in a 10-minute consultation. You don't need to be an Olympic athlete. Movement is a biological mandate. Walking just 20 minutes a day reduces the risk of prostate issues by 27%. If you take it seriously and exercise consistently, that risk drops by half, a 51% lower chance of your prostate becoming a nightmare. The system prefers you sit around waiting for surgery, but movement is your first shield. 2. The over-the-counter medication trap. Be very careful here, because this is what pharmacies don't tell you at the counter. There are harmless pills that can turn a mild annoyance into a urinary emergency. Antihistamines, those allergy pills, relax your bladder so much that it no longer has the strength to push urine out. Decongestants, pseudoephedrine, what you use for the flu, causes your prostate muscles to contract, closing the passage like a slipknot. Tricyclic antidepressants, another silent enemy that worsens symptoms. If you're over 60 and taking these without supervision, you could be strangling your own flow without knowing it. 3. The truth on your plate, the lycopene factor. Let's talk food. A diet loaded with bad fats and daily red meat increases your risk by 30%, while ignoring vegetables raises it by 38%. But there is a specific ally validated by 7-year studies with 18,000 patients: lycopene. It's the most powerful antioxidant against inflammation, and it's found in tomatoes. But here's a trick TV nutritionists forget. Tomatoes are better cooked. Heating them creates a chemical reaction, the Maillard reaction, that makes lycopene much easier for your body to absorb. Just a quarter cup of tomato paste gives you 19 milligrams of lycopene. Compare that to barely 3.8 milligrams in a cup of raw tomatoes. A slice of watermelon is also an excellent source with 13 milligrams. Conclusion: the master plan. The final recommendation is clear. Forget the fad diets and go back to basics. A Mediterranean diet, high in vegetables, fish and healthy fats, doesn't just protect your prostate, it disarms diabetes and hypertension before they kill you. The healthcare system is designed to react once you're already broken. My job as a researcher is to give you the tools so you don't reach that point. Don't let misinformation or the convenience of a pill decide your quality of life. After analysing all the evidence, the reality is stark and leaves no room for middle ground. If you want to stop your prostate from dictating how you live your remaining years, your defence rests on 3 pillars. War on metabolic syndrome. Keeping your weight under control and your sugar levels stable isn't an aesthetic choice, it's a mechanical necessity so your prostate doesn't inflame and strangle you from the inside. Mandatory movement. Regular exercise isn't a luxury, it's the biological signal your body needs to stop piling up dead cells where they don't belong. And real fuel. Prioritise vegetables, cooked tomatoes and healthy fats. Leave the daily red meat for those who prefer being lifelong customers for the pharmacies. At Helping Men Over 60, my mission is for you to have the final say, not the healthcare system. Don't settle for what they tell you in a rushed 5-minute checkup. The truth is in the data and the decisions you make every single day. And before you go, I need to know who is really listening. Go to the comments and write the word sovereign if you're committed to being the master of your own health and breaking this cycle without relying on magic pills. Also, let's get real. How many times do you actually get up for the bathroom at night? Don't hold back, we're here to expose the reality, and reading your experience helps other men realise they aren't alone in this fight. Subscribe if you value uncensored men's health. I'm Phil Dorian and I'll see you in the next investigation.